Greetings, folks. This is Tim from Box Stock Garage. I'm getting ready to start a new build, so I thought I'd do a little introductory video, and not just about the model, but kind of the whole reason behind this. It's got some humorous bits and, a little bit of sadness, and this is a memorial build to a buddy of mine. So, back in the early 80s, I worked at a video game arcade in the mall down in my hometown in New York. And it was called Bally's Aladdin's Castle. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you old timers may have even gone there and played them video games. I absolutely loved working there. In fact, I even left there and went to work at a second arcade in the same mall. I loved the arcades. It was great memories. Anyway, one of the guys that I worked with, his name was Don. And Don got me hooked, I guess you would say, on motorcycles. And so I couldn't drive the standard, and I'd never ridden a motorcycle. I think I rode on the back of a cousin's bike when I was in my early teens. So anyway, Don and I worked together at the arcade, and I ended up going down to a local motorcycle shop, and I bought a used Yamaha RD 350. Might have been an RD 250. Anyway, it was like a late 70s vintage two-stroke. Had pipes came down and then went straight out the back. Cool little bike. I didn't have a license. I'd never ridden before. So how am I going to get this bike home? Don is going to ride the bike home to my house. I'm going to be on the back, and my dad's going to be in the car behind us driving home. I did not realize at the time that this particular Yamaha had a bit of a history of being a wheelie bike, coupled with the fact that the bike had a nice padded sissy bar that you could lean back against, and the fact that I outweighed Don by a pretty decent amount. One of the lights, when we took off to go, again, my dad was behind us in the car, and when we took off and Don shifted into second gear and the front wheel came up, apparently from behind I looked like a rather large starfish because my arms went out, my legs went out, and yeah, so my dad got a bit of a kick out of that. Don then proceeded to tell me, not to lean back. So we got home. I took some lessons in my backyard, got proficient with the bike, and I had it, I'm like less than 3 months. And then it just wasn't enough. So I went and bought a brand new 1983 Honda CB750F Nighthawk, candy wineberry red. I'm going to pop a picture up right now. That bike was gorgeous. I loved that bike. And Don loved that bike as well. So, we started riding together. A while after I got it, I ran out of talent on a curve. I did crash the bike. Didn't destroy it or anything, didn't even total it, but had to buy some replacement parts. And that night I was working at the arcade, and I got there before Don, and I was limping because I had road rash on my hip. And Don walked in, and I came limping up to him, and his eyes just got really big. He goes, "Where's the bike?" And he went out and saw the damage to it. So anyway, so fast forward almost 40 years. Okay. Well, no, actually a little over 40 years. And now that I'm back in New York, I thought I'm gonna look up Don. So I started doing some poking around, and as sadly as luck would have it, I found references to Don, and he had passed away only about six weeks previously, so earlier this year. Apparently he'd had a stroke. He had a stroke and passed away as a result of the stroke. The interesting thing is the last arcade that he worked at back in the day is only about 10 minutes away from where we live now. So he wasn't in this area when he passed away, but it was kind of interesting to see that. So to Don's memory, I want to build a bike, and I've been on a kick picking up a lot of motorcycles. Ask Kyle from RKD Scaleworks. Yeah, he knows about all the bikes I've been buying. So the bike that I want to build is something from that period. If they made the CB650SC, the Nighthawk, I would buy a few of them. I know there was the candy wineberry red that I had. There was also a blue. I cannot remember the official name, but I will never forget candy wineberry red. It was a beautiful burgundy metallic. Again, you saw the picture. Hell, I'll stick the picture in the video again. So to that end, I'm going to build the Honda CB750F. And you notice it's custom tuned. I also have the CB750F, just not custom tuned. And as far as the models are concerned, I'm not really sure the difference between the two, but this is the one I'm going to go with. So, and I'm going to build it pretty much as you see here on the box, because I'm an assembler, not a modeler. Now, we won't even get into that because there's enough people pissed off on YouTube, and I agree with them. So anyway, inside joke, you can go look for that. But yeah, I love this bike. This is, again, similar to what we had back in the day running around at the mall. Don had, I think, something similar to this. I cannot remember exactly what his bike was, but it was definitely bigger than the 650 hey, buddy. So we're gonna jump into this thing. I'm not really gonna sit here and do too much of an unboxing. I'm gonna pick the sprues up and show them to you, but it's not a high parts count kit. As the Tamiya street bikes, very few of them are high parts count kits. When you get into the bikes with the fairings and things of that nature, then there's a lot more to them. So there's a decal sheet in there, a very small decal sheet. We've got our engine stuff and our wheels and brakes. And over on this side behind the decals, of course, we've got our chrome tree. So there's the headlight bucket, there's the exhaust, all the pipes, some of the engine parts. Okay. Apparently we're boring the boy. A couple of springs. Front fender, gas tank and side cowling, seat, our clear parts. Couple more bits and pieces of exhaust here, our handlebars, and two more black trees. These are our wheels. The kickstand is there, the frame is there, the seat, some suspension, swing arms, the back. Yeah. The back fender is on there. And then, of course, we have our tires and a couple of screws for putting everything together. So, very cool. They actually include mirror stickers. So that's kind of neat. So I'm going to get stuck into this. I'm still working on the rally car for the Rally Cool group built, and that's going really well. I'm about ready to get some clear coat on it prior to decal work, so that's coming along. But my buddy Don, who taught me how to ride, this is for you, bud. Again, I moved away down there in '86, so we didn't get a chance to catch up again after I moved away. And as we get older and we start looking up some of those long lost friends, and we find out that they're not around anymore. So we got some great memories, some fun bike riding, some fun times working at the arcade and working in the mall. Early '80s, man, the mall life was that place was rocking. It was the Oakdale Mall down in Johnson City, New York. The mall is still there. Still got some stores in it, but it's like most malls these days. It's being repurposed. But yeah, anybody's got mall stories, anybody's got Aladdin's Castle stories or video game arcades in general, leave a comment. I'd love to hear them. And anybody who's got some motorcycle stories, how you got into motorcycle riding and things of that nature, love to hear them too. Had quite a few bikes over the years after this one. Don't ride any longer. Sometimes I miss it, but then when you're out on the road and you're looking at people driving along next to you looking down at their phones, then I don't miss it. So anyway, building one for Don. I'm really looking forward to this. Hope I can do it justice. Hope I can do his memory justice. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun reliving some of those old times when I'm building this thing. So anyway, folks, thanks so much for watching. And hope you're having a great weekend. Stay cool. Enjoy your family and friends. Get some time at the bench. And again, prayers going out to all those who need him. You all have a great day. This is Tim and Key from Box Stock Garage. We're out of here.